Thank you for tuning in with us live. If you're here live, we'd love to hear from you. And if you're tuning in on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, say hello. We would love to know if you're tuning in with us live. And if this is your first time tuning in with us, we'd love to know that too. So let us know if this is your first time tuning in, whether it's live or on the replay. And if you've been with us for a while, welcome back. Femme is all about helping female spiritual entrepreneurs launch their businesses online so that they can make a massive impact on the front end of their business while creating more income and freedom on the back end, which is absolutely perfectly tying into our title today. So we're just going to dive into this so we can leave you with some really important tips to grow your spiritual business. And what are you drinking? I always ask because it looks different today and there's ice in it. What is that?
This is my special. I always like make my fun like collagen teas. I love Nutrition Hub. I go like every freaking day, but this is just like a kind of a specialty like collagen tea that I love. I love my teas. I'm gonna switch pretty soon as it gets colder. I love like my fun hot drinks too, but like summertime is all about the teas and like there's so much you can do. So that's what I'm drinking. Are you drinking your kombucha?
Yeah, I have this ginger kind of kombucha, but I only drink it sparingly because it's got some sugar in it. So it's weird. It's so weird that we're already talking about the weather cooling down and we're moving into fall because it just hit. I feel like summer just spiked a little bit ago and it's already winding down to fall. So this is crazy to me that 2022 has went by this fast. I don't know if you guys are experiencing that too. And right now there's so much transformation happening with this Lionsgate portal. Like I can see it in my own experience. I don't know if you are, Vanessa, like experiencing massive shifts and shedding and letting go and major manifestation portals are opening up right now for everybody that's tapped into this and willing to harness this energy. And last year, even with Lionsgate, huge shifts, so
and
what were
it's
you
crazy
gonna say?
too. I was going to say I love that you brought this up real quickly because lean into it. Even on our call for our other program with some of our Epic clients and our other program, our SLA call last night, the topic of it's so interesting, especially if you resonate with us and you have a mission on your heart, you're a leader. It's so interesting when you're called to something greater, but then you're also scared. That fear comes up of letting parts of you fade away. So I've been like consciously, especially through this portal, there's so many shifts, so much happening. I've been present. I've been letting myself not get triggered, but really take in the lessons and grow and take my power back of like giving thanks actually to those lessons for my bigger impact. And then letting the parts of me that I was so attached to fade the F away so I can embody and become the expansion of something greater that's been calling. Does that make sense? So that's huge. I love that you said that. Yes, yes, yes. So crazy, guys.
This is very powerful. And so very powerful time to be launching, growing, and stepping into your purpose work, manifesting what it is you really want to create in this life for yourself, for your business. And so we're going to dive into this topic because one of the things our clients are across the board unanimously want to create for themselves is more impact in their business and also more time freedom and being able to spend that how they wish. And so one of the things that we see happen all the time especially when healers, spiritual coaches pop up in front of us is they're often charging hourly for their services. And so the title of this, if you're on Instagram, the title is Healers and Spiritual Coaches. Please, this is exactly for you today. Stop charging hourly and do this instead. And this is so important. I was on a call with someone yesterday and she's, I'm just going to use round numbers so it's easier to understand. I think she was charging $108 an hour for her services. And when we talked about her income goals, she wanted to be hitting, like most of our clients, a 5-year months, at least generating 10K for yourself. And I feel like that's a healthy goal if you're just starting out because as a business owner, you have overhead. You want to be able to grow. You want to be able to expand. You have to pay taxes. It's not all profit. You want to be able to reinvest in your business so that you can expand the impact that you're making and broaden your mission even more. So when you just do the math, let's just call it $100 an hour. Some of the people that fall in front of us, pop up in front of us, are charging anywhere from like $80 an hour to $400 an hour. But even if you're charging a healthy hourly rate, if your goal is 10K a month and you're charging, for example, $100 an hour, you have to do 100 hours a month in order to hit your income goal. Like straight out the gate. Like that's just the simple math, you guys. Putting pen to paper, that's the math. As a healer or a spiritual coach, I think you can attest to how much energy it takes to hold space for 100 hours of transformative work, of healing work. Like, think about that. Think about that. And that doesn't count the time that you're putting into your business to do a podcast episode or an interview or go live or do a post or do a reel or do whatever it else is that you're doing in your business or email your list. It doesn't count anything if you're popping onto sales calls, if you're using sales calls. It doesn't account for any of that. And so it's not a realistic goal. It's simple math. It's not going to work. It's going to lead to what it leads to is a lot of sickness and illness within the healing community because spiritual entrepreneurs, specifically healers and spiritual coaches that are empaths, are taking on the energy of the people that they're working with. And if they're constantly working in an overwhelm and burnout, they don't have the time to recharge. This is key for really protecting that feminine flow and energy. And if you don't have the time to recharge and you don't have the time to really purge and cleanse your energy and come back to yourself because you're constantly having to be with other clients, then that's not only going to affect your health, but it's also going to affect your business. It's also going to affect your creative flow because in order to really step into your creative flow and be able to flow in that genius that is your creative flow, to be able to create, you need space, you need downtime, you need self-care, you need self-nurturing, and you need enough of that to be able to be a creator, to be in effect, a divine creator that is tapped in, tuned in, and not someone that's just trying to create on the fly through hustle mode, if this is making sense. So we can go on and talk about all of the reasons this isn't going to work for you. And that doesn't even begin to touch the fact that you need a stellar sales funnel if you're going to be enrolling clients that also are paying you, that are also then lead to that many calls per month. So you need it all squeaky clean from start to finish, cranking out and results for your business. And for a spiritual entrepreneur that's just starting, that has a big impact on their heart, big mission on their heart to make a big impact in the world, I think you can see why charging hourly for your services is not going to be the most ideal thing for you. And we're going to open it up for some organic flow because I'm going to hit on some of your objections around this too. But I'd love to hear Vanessa's take on this as well.
Yeah, it's so good. And what I was thinking, just that is the most interesting thing to me, is the time it took to actually get to the truth of what you guys want. Sometimes, we see a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs, soulpreneurs, healers, coaches. It takes them so long to actually admit and say, like, okay, you know what, I am burnt out. I want the $9,000 per month, which is so interesting. So we got to switch, and that's what we're all about here, really bridging spirituality and abundance, right? Knowing that you can have it all, knowing all that. But it also comes a part ego. I'm going to call it out. It's part ego. So you gotta check in with yourself, ask yourself, what is my real desire? And the majority of our clients, we want that impact because we know, of course, the money comes and all this other stuff comes, but that impact lights your soul up, that massive global impact, getting your message, something that is so deeply in you, out into the world and touching souls, lighting souls the freak up, right? That's the impact. So when we are doing these one-on-ones and we're so burnt out, we've seen two things happen. One, it's almost like an ego thing, like, oh, I'm so booked. And it's gotten in a trend to be like, oh, I'm so busy, I'm so booked. I have 100 calls this week. I have a 100-hour month. Like, this is so great. I'm helping so many people. But are you really? Are you really? Or are you pumping up your ego, doing busy work, doing burnout, putting up a facade, acting like you're busy, you're helping, but internally, you aren't aligned with that, right? So that's the first thing, that burnout. And then, I just lost it. It will come.
Yeah, that's really key because we see a lot of times that sometimes there'll be a level of pride attached to being able to work, to overwork. And so sometimes, you know, people will, we've had clients that have come to SLA and they are booked out solid with a wait list, but they had to admit to themselves that they can't continue that way. So, and sometimes you'll see your ego latch onto, oh, I'm so booked solid, I'm so busy. Well, that's exactly why you want to start to consider what we're going to proposition here instead as a solution to this that allows you to make a bigger impact while taking your time freedom back and your energy back and your space back so that you can spend it how you wish and actually show up and be, I'm going to call it, a better coach, a better space holder, and a more effective healer because you are honoring your own values and time and you are giving to yourself first and you're not bleeding yourself dry and over giving and at the same time undercharging and then nowhere close to your income goals. So this is a lot of the prostitute archetype that we teach inside Sacred Leader Academy that runs rampant in a lot of spiritual healers energy fields. And this is because not only because like there is an element that you want to make a big impact and you want to help a lot of people, so we get that you're heart-centered entrepreneurs. I would say to Vanessa's point when she said to a lot of her clients about the impact, I said, I'm going to say it's 100% hands down, every single client without an exception, it's about the impact. None of our clients are doing it for the money. None of them are doing it for the money. And if they filled out their application where that was the indicator of what they want, we wouldn't even accept them into Sacred Leader Academy and that we don't even attract them in. It's always about the impact first. It's always about how many people they're here to help. And the clients that are here to help are the clients that we attract in, they are here to help millions of people over a course of their lifetime through sharing their message and their gift with the world. Did you remember what you're going to say before we dive into the actual solution to this?
The other thing I was going to quickly say, we can bring this back around. But I really want you to tap in, like really even slow this down and tap in. We just did an episode on calling the BS. Call your BS on yourself. Like, what is the real thing that's serving you? If you know in your soul you're aligned with having more impact and of course more income, and you're still doing the one-on-ones. And again, you can do one-on-ones, but when we teach you to start and have a masterful premium aligned program, we are showing you the impact that does for you, for your business, and for everyone you touch. The second thing I was going to say in regards to the burnout is, this is the other obstacle. I don't know if Sarah was going to bring this up, but I really want you to tap into letting go of the sabotage that comes up. I know a lot of you're a spiritual entrepreneur, a soul aligned coach. You want that intimateness, right? Coaching and especially soul aligned business is sacred. It's intimate. And yes, you can have that. And I think I know a lot of the fear that we love helping you break down and having a new perspective on is it actually, how much better can you have with talk about energy, right? When you do group coaching, when you have a transformational group program, it still blows my mind how much comes up within each other instead of just the one-on-one. So breaking that obstacle of any fear or lack and turning that around. We're all about the abundant side, right? The infinite abundant side, and knowing that's what's available to us, the abundance that can and will be created for you, for your clients in a group coaching container. And you can still have that impact, that sacredness. But this is just really simply getting down to the nitty and gritty of why you should stop right now doing the one-on-ones for now, right? And open up, expand into the possibilities that you might not even feel right now because we're stuck in ego, we're stuck in fear, we're stuck in sabotage, we're stuck in the habits of almost like enjoying being burnt out because it's fueling your ego. Let's stop that now and turn back in to your why, the impact, right? The infinite impact, and of course the abundance, with that group coaching, that premium aligned program, and how powerful that mutually benefits your life, everyone you touch.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is really key. So we're going to round this out. So as Vanessa was sharing, is the solution to this, to stop charging hourly and do this instead, would be to build out a premium aligned program that gets a transformative result. If you've been doing one-on-one coaching, and you've been trading time for money and dollars for hours, I guarantee that if you've been doing this for a little bit, you already know you've been attracting in probably a certain type of client. A lot of healers have a belief system that they have to do one-on-one in order to be effective. That is a myth. That is something that our clients have proven time and time again is not the case. And so that is not true. So what we help you do and what we would recommend that you do instead of doing one-on-one is really map out your premium program based on the overall arcing result that you really want to help people with, and you have to get really specific with that. So, circling back to the call I was on yesterday, charging these hourly sessions and you're hanging your hat online as a light worker or a healer or a coach, it really doesn't really separate you from all the other light workers, healers, or coaches all over the world. It's not really speaking to any results that you get. And it's also not answering the question that you're your soulmate clients really want to know, which is, can you help them with their problem? And so there's science to this, because there is a way to extract your own signature process from what you are doing with your individual one-on-ones, even if you're brand new and you haven't been doing one-on-ones, because we've had clients that have done that too. They've never been a hired coach before. They've only, they come from a massage therapy background, or they come from an energy healing background, but they've never been in a coaching container before. And they don't start with one-on-one. They go straight to a premium program. So this is key, whether you're just brand new or whether you've already been working, doing one-on-one. So, take this how it resonates for you, but there is a way to extract out a transformational program that is in alignment with the overarching transformation that you offer your individual one-on-one clients. And there's a science to this. It has to be specific. You want to get really clear and aligned with your niche. You want to know exactly the results that you offer. And then you want to charge a premium investment price for that. So if your goal is $10,000 a month, really, if you're charging a premium program, I'm just going to say, when we say premium, we say, that's anywhere between like $3,000 and $5,000 if you want to stay within the industry standard of what most of the premium programs out there are charging. This isn't to say you can't charge less or more. Like, I'm not here to tell you what feels like a line for you. I'm here to help a very specific, and Vanessa's here to help a very specific person that is ready to create a premium transformational program for their clients, and have clients that show up that are invested in their growth, and invested in their spiritual growth, and their business growth, and their financial growth, and their relationship growth, or whatever it is that you're helping them with. They have skin in the game, and they invest time, energy, and money in the things that they value. If those are the kind of clients that you want, the kinds that do the work, the kinds that show up and get the results, the kinds that don't skip the calls, the kinds that don't have the excuses, the kinds that make the commitment, not everyone in your program is always going to do that, because nobody, and you can let yourself off the hook, coaches, nobody has 100% success rate in their course or program. Nobody. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter the level of your following. It doesn't matter how big you are. Nobody has 100% success rate, because there's a level of self-responsibility that is required on the other side of that. However, if you want to attract in clients that are ready, willing, and invested, then it's time to create a premium transformational program that they can invest in. Does that make sense? They need to be able to invest their time, energy, and money in their own personal growth, and their own healing journey, and their own whatever that may be that you're helping them with, whether it's health, relationships, love. Like, we help clients that help everywhere across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is that I know you're a heart-centered healer and you want to help everybody, and I get that. And this is why there is nothing, in fact, we lead with generosity on where you're going to be showing up and how you're going to be able to share your message and your gift with the world to the masses, to help as many people as possible. However, there's still a percentage that wants to dive deeper with you and get that transformative result. Are you willing and ready right now to show up and provide that sacred container so that they can invest in themselves? So we say this all the time, 90% of our content is free, whether that be PDFs, master classes, live streams, podcast episodes, blog posts, like across, even sessions, right? Impact assessments. Like, these are all free, valuable pieces. That is about 90% of our business model. The other 10% is a premium in order to work with us. And there's no apologies around that. It's much easier to hit your income goals if your goal is 10K a month and you're charging 3,000 to 4,000 for a premium program. You don't need the masses to be a fit for it. You can still go out there and make a big impact in the world, like we are and like our clients are. And you can still have this container over here that's a premium fit for the right person. That's an exact premium magnetic fit for the right person that is ready. Does that make sense? And there are people out there that are ready, that want to invest in their personal growth, their health, their relationships, their business, their financial health, or whatever you happen to be helping them with. And it's just a myth that I want to bust, because this is tailored to healers and spiritual coaches, that you have to do one-on-one work and spread yourself thin and spread your energy thin and your time thin in order for you to have an effective program. And that is absolutely not true. And we see that with all of our healers all of our clients that are healers. And so that's just a fact, you guys. So if you're buying into a myth like that, that's keeping you stuck, this message isn't for everybody. So if you're an energy healer, if you're a Reiki person and you like to do Reiki energy healings one-on-one, or Akashic record readings one-on-one, or um whatever it is, sessions one-on-one, because we have clients with all these beautiful gifts, and that's cool. You can continue to do that. And you can also create a premium program for people that want to dive deeper and either still do those one-on-ones, or drop them at that time, or make them in addition to your program, as an upsell. Like, there's so many different ways you can structure it, but this is speaking directly to the person that knows in her heart she wants to make a bigger impact in the world, and that trading your time is not the answer in order to do that. From a business perspective, from a business strategy, it's a no-brainer. It's
Mhm.
an absolute no-brainer from a business strategy. From an impact strategy, it's a no-brainer. From a you living your most fulfilled freedom lifestyle, it's a no-brainer. And not only is it a no-brainer, it's simple math. It's just a simple math. When I really want you to get excited and get your journal and start to map out, like, if you were to charge a premium program right now for the person that just lights you the F up. Like, you could just jump out of bed every morning and just love working with this particular kind of person that's going through this particular kind of transformation and needs this particular kind of result that you already know you can help them with. And it's just going to light you up to work with them. Because sometimes the clients you're working with, they're not lighting you up to work with them, and they drain your energy, and you have to be honest about that. It's okay to outgrow a certain clientele and move on to something that feels more expansive for you. Someone else is going to be a good fit for whoever you're not a good fit for. And so you have to trust that. But I just want you to get really excited for a minute to map this out. If I could just wake up and work with anybody, and I would just like jump out of bed so excited for the day, knowing that I get to work with this particular kind of person, help them get this particular kind of result, and get paid abundantly for it, you know, who would that be? Who do you want to help? What kind of result would you want to help them with? Something that you can already do, something you've already helped with in the past, something that you do for yourself or you've done for others. What kind of result would you help them with? And start to map that out. It's going to start to shift everything in your business, you guys, especially if you're a healer, depleting yourself and
Mhm.
draining your energy.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I would love for you to get excited about that and start to map that out and what
Mhm.
that looks like and how easy it can be to put something like that together. But there is a process of extraction that's
Mhm.
necessary in order for that to happen. Because what happens is, a lot of times you have a belief system, or you have this thing where you already think that you know who your client is, and it's almost like magic when we sit on the impact assessment call. After a series of questions and some engagement and organic flow, like, the program that you thought you wanted to do is completely different than what you end up mapping out. Sometimes that's you already come ready to play and you already know. But if you're questioning whether or not there's a premium program in you, and what
Mhm.
I'm saying, what Vanessa is saying is resonating, then I can say 100% that there is. Because if your soul is resonating with this and it's feeling like, yes, this is what I need to do, this is my next step, this is where I'm going. Yes, I want to make a big impact. Yes, I want to be abundantly supported. Yeah, if you're a hell yes along the way with what we're saying, then you need to trust 100% hands down. There is a premium program with you and within you, and yes, you can make a massive impact in the world, even as a healer, not doing one-on-one work, so that you can have the best of both worlds: the impact on the front end, the time freedom on the back end, and then the income that comes back to you as a result of what you're doing and the impact that you're making. You have to trust that
Mhm.
process and follow the little spiritual breadcrumbs that lead you to your next step. It may be Sacred Leader Academy, it may be a totally different coach. Whoever it is, find open yourself to receive that and call it in, so you can get your business to the next level, because it's not going to go away. This is something that's calling on your heart, right? So
Mhm.
whether it's us or whether it's somebody else, like, open yourself up to receive the spiritual business mentor that's going to help you take your business to the next level. And wait for and they will pop in. Every single person that hops on our impact assessment call called us in, like, literally the day before. They set the intention, or they opened up, and they say this on the call because it's a specific question that I ask. How did you land here? There's a million people in the world receiving our messages. How did you land here? What happened? oh, I don't know. I called it in and then I saw one of your videos, or I literally said, pray, ask my spirit guides, my spirit team, show me my next step. And then we appeared. And it's going to work like that for whoever you're meant to work with. And so open yourself up to receive that. And if it happens to be us, then take the next step and reach out and let us know you're ready. And then like follow that breadcrumb. That's all you have to do.
This is juicy. Juicy, juicy, juicy. It's so fun how we say it's magical, but it's like this is the power that creates worlds that we get to tap into. But really, really juicy top. We both would love to know what resonated the most and what challenge triggered you. Something one of us said, even this talk in general, sit with yourself, call the BS on yourself, and have the power to do that because you are powerful. And then if this resonates, absolutely, your next step is to book a free impact assessment strategy call with my girl, Sarah of Divine Femme, and dive deeper and get excited for what is waiting to come out of you because it's there. And I know you feel that. So let's go. Beautiful. Happy Friday, guys. Great talk. Great work.
Happy Friday.
Yay.
Namaste, you guys. See you next week.